Don't know why everybody does it. You know. Thing is this. You got people that live in your area. Doesn't matter whether you're a white man, white person, black person, Asian, Muslim, ethnic minorities. We are all a community in our own rights. We engage in friendly conversations. Yes, you get the stupid ones that want to bring hatred into everything. But there's a guy that doesn't understand. There's a guy out there who seems to think that every time a non-white person comes on a bus, he has to make racist comments. Why? Why? They have got to live just like you and me. Why do you have to make an already sensitive, disrupted subject into a war? Nobody needs a war. Nobody needs a civil war in this country. Never mind the rest of the world. There are things that are happening in this country that is getting far beyond the political issues. In 2016, I voted to leave the EU. And I voted because we, the United Kingdom, were being called dumb. Think. And you can watch the documentary on that. David Cameron told President of the European Commission that don't worry, they were gonna win because the people are thick. In 2016, the people that voted leave won. But ever since then, racism has got worse. Now don't get me wrong, when you talk about sport or football in general, racism is never disappeared. It's never gone away. But we never heard anything because English football has kind of cleaned up its act. But since 2016, the abuse of football matches has been a disgrace. I don't regret leaving the EU. I don't regret it at all. But why? Continuously why? It's the United Kingdom becoming more hateful. I mean, ever since we voted to leave, the EU has treated us like rubbish. And that's a fact. It's treated us like rubbish. But this country, this union, has got worse. Racism has no place in our sport, in our society. And I've noticed I am trying to help Afghan female and male and female footballers continue their game right here in the United Kingdom. This is not, this racism, this abuse, it's not the way to go. It's not a way to you can't blame those who look different. Just you for coming here. You can't blame those who look different for coming here to get away from the evil that is in this world, because you are also showing the evil that this democratic union should never do. What happened centuries ago is in the past. Some people can't forget the past, but we can't change the past. We can only make the present and the future, make the present much more better for everyone, for future generations to learn that we do not do what we did centuries ago. Centuries ago. People who go to football matches, people who go to sport, anyone that spreads hatred are not a good example, making a good example for your children and their children and their children after. We may not like everybody. I mean, if we liked everybody, the world would be boring. But to use racism to point out your views is a disgrace. This country was built on foundations. Well, it doesn't matter whether you're a Scot, an Irish, a Welsh, or an English. The union is based on values, and our individual countries within this union was based on values, strong values. So those who go to sports, those who spread the hatred within the game, should attend a football club uh, equality courses to understand why they were sending those messages, why they were screaming inappropriate chants. If it's because you heard, is it because your mother and father, brother and sister, cousins, aunties, uncles, grandfathers, grandmothers have all chanted it? Then we need to solve the problem to stop future chants from future generations to come. I love football. It's my main sport. But I also love watching the players that represent our football club or represent our country. Whether they're black, Asian, Muslim, ethnic minorities. Doesn't matter whether they're white either. They represent our club. They represent our country. They are one of us. But for somebody out there to continuously spread hatred views, and blaming them for no reason whatsoever, or blaming them for just breathing. It's sick, it's disgusting, it's disgraceful, and it should never be. I'm not perfect. I've done some stupid things in my life when I was younger. But as you get older, you'll understand it more. We're trying to get rid of the hatred. We're trying to stop a civil war on our island. The last civil war was an English civil war centuries ago. We got to stop This hatred, we got to stop. Following the footsteps of the last generation. Our players, wherever you're, our players, it doesn't matter whether they're white, black, Asian, Muslim, ethnic minorities. Those who are BAME, who represent this country, who represent your club, they wear that shirt with pride. They wear that badge on their sleeve with pride. They should not ever feel afraid to put that shirt on and get on the pitch and play for you, play for me, play for you, play for everyone. For the guy in question, for the person in question that is abusing everybody on a bus, who doesn't look like it, a white man, a white person. He needs to get a life. And he supports a football club with many black people in his team. But he's got a problem with blacks. He's got a problem with the Asians. How can you support a football team who has a black man playing for you, but you can't be nice to him in the street? Doesn't make sense. It makes me sick. And you need help. You need mental help.